Yo, what's happening? We here, baby, with another episode, and as you can see, we have a slight guest with us here today. Goddamn, I'm be giving us a little something, little bit of their intake and how they feel. You know what I'm saying? But y'all already know how we start things off. We gotta have a little interlude with a little blizzy rolling. You feel me? Little blizzy rolling action. You dig? And we gonna be just chill with us for a little second. Give me like a little 5 minutes, a little 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Just let me say my piece, you feel me? And then we're going to go ahead and roll into the show, you dig? But, by the way, and you're going to get another introduction. You already know we got Cece in the building. Yeah,
nice to meet you all. Baby. Nice to meet you guys.
We got Cece in the building, and she's going to be going in with a lot of discussions and, help me out a little bit today. Because as you can see, we got Major Wu. Is
missing in action.
Yeah, man.
Missing in action. That's what we're gonna leave it as.
That's what we're gonna leave it as.
Yeah.
I respect that. So while we going ahead and gonna be doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and get this rolling part started. Cause we can't have a Blazing Topics episode without something blazing. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You gotta have something blazing when the Blazing Topics episode is on. And for the people that's watching it, if you watching this and you ain't smoking, you must be a child. Because what you doing? You feel me? What is you doing? Goddamn, what you doing? But outside of that, man, drop down in the comments how y'all been. You know what I'm saying? What you been up to? How much you miss us? Cause I know you miss me. Goddamn, you feel me? Just let me know a little something. And for those that don't comment and don't interact with us on social media, suck a dick, nigga. Straight like that. No, I just playing. I love all my supporters, viewers. All of y'all, I appreciate everything, even the small stuff, man. Even the small stuff. So, yeah, man, just let them know how you been. Goddamn, a little something. Ain't nothing too major. And since we on here, Cece, how was your day? Goddamn, while I'm sitting over here rolling, how was your day?
It's very hot outside.
You ain't lying about that.
Y'all should comment and let us know what's the weather looking like in y'all area.
True.
Is it blazing hot like it is up here? Or is the weather just peachy,
You know what I'm saying?
Comment down there and let us know how that's going for y'all.
Boy.
My day's been pretty peachy, though. Super hot.
Yeah.
How about your day? I know you be slaving outside.
You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a workload, but the day was actually pretty sweet. You feel me? That because they prepping me up for tomorrow. I'm gonna have a nice little install to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna be sitting up there dealing with that. So they gave me a little something sweet today. So the day was kind of sweet. It's like them sour patches. Today's gonna be sweet. Tomorrow's gonna be sour. And then by Wednesday, I'm gonna be gone. Goddamn.
That's kind of how my days were. Saturday was sour. Sunday was sweet. Today was another sweet day.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how those little Sour Patch commercials go. Sour, sweet, gone or something like that. Yeah. Sure I'm just the gone part. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm out.
It be hot, man.
It do. I ain't gonna lie. And we based out here in Jacksonville, Florida. Man, let me tell you something. Jacksonville, this heat right now, this shit got me thinking I'm at the crib in Miami or something like that. You feel me?
You walk outside at 9:30. You walking out into heat.
Straight heat. And that heat on your neck, like, nigga, I've been waiting on you to come outside, boy. That thing been waiting on you. That shit, that'd be crazy. On your ass. And I'll be like, bro, and I gotta work outside in it too.
That heat wild.
That shit crazy. And my company, they just got me a, what's the damn thing called? I can't think of the fucking name. I want to call it a canopy, but it ain't quite a canopy because it's really like a big umbrella. You get what I'm saying? It's like a big umbrella that got feet and stuff like that, so it's staying. You feel what I'm saying? So I got one of those, so that help a little bit, because I ain't gonna lie, when you're in the shade, it feel like it's 10 to 20 degrees less when you're in the shade.
Bro. You need to tell your bosses to get them new neck fans that sit around your neck. Okay?
See, you want to get those till why get in your little thing and your shit. I ain't gonna lie. But till a while something get in there, you done turned it on and done told the people wires up, and now you sitting there like,
because when we go to that football game, the fan and the AC gonna be sitting just right at my face.
I don't blame you. Oh, that's a good idea. We might have to get us some of those.
I'm gonna buy me one of those.
Oh, now you get one of those.
You just said you and your company don't do those, right?
I said company.
Oh, your company.
What you talking about is personal time.
I mean, you working outside.
That personal time right there.
You working outside. You gonna need that thing to,
Nah, I'm gonna come in
get
there.
you nice and cool.
I'm gonna walk into the game with the whole canopy, goddamn, the whole thing. They're gonna be like, "Sir, you cannot bring
Forget
this."
the people behind you.
I'm gonna put the whole canopy up, goddamn.
Forget the people
What they
behind
talking
you.
about? Yeah, cut. And the New York Giants in town. A Miami Dolphin can't tell me shit.
Boy.
You feel me?
Oh, boy.
Can't tell me shit, nigga. And guess what? My new motto is, when I come to them away games, we walk in your trap and take over your trap. Fuck you talking about, nigga? We get nasty like that. New York Giants ain't here to play.
Let's
walk in your
just
trap
hope and
take over your
pray.
trap.
Our team can keep that same energy towards the end.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not looking forward to any disappointments this year.
We don't need any. You ain't lying.
Because we had plenty last year.
I know this nigga ain't talking. She don't even watch.
I'm not, because I'm for the Giants. I'm all for the Giants.
We had some slight disappointments.
I'm all for the Giants.
But we had a good ass year last year. And we got this hating ass nigga coming on
I'm
the show.
for the Giants shit. Like I write they checks, bro. I'm telling you.
I feel you. Like your last name, Mara, huh?
I'm for the Giants.
I respect it. I mean, and for those others that's, trying to join the team, I got Giant applications downstairs.
Whenever y'all ready. Because I am the sponsor, I can't be the coach, So that's why I'm not on the field working hard with my players every day. I'm writing their checks, so, I can't do everything. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Definitely can't.
So, do you know you're going to help all this while you doing? Cause this nigga talking about she writing checks for my team. Like I ain't been putting in the years, and all of a sudden she come around, and all of a sudden she writing the checks. Yeah. She talking to the players. She this. And
I never said I talked to. I said I can't be out there training my players because I'm out here writing their checks.
I said talking to them.
I can't talk to them like that. I can't be broke. I'm writing their checks. I need to make sure their money is accurate. You want me to talk to you while I'm writing your check and mistaking that 1 for a 4 or something, I can't be everywhere doing everything.
If you asking me, then I'll talk to you all day. And why you add a few more zeros on that thing too.
That's not how the friendship works.
Add a few more zeros on that thing.
Add a few more touchdowns.
Then
we can talk about zeros.
Just go ahead and put them zeros on.
I may be asking too much, but. Do they get champion rings too? Football rings and stuff?
Yeah, they do. You gotta be good enough to win them, though.
Huh?
Nah, not this year.
Not next year.
We ain't make it that next.
Okay.
No, we ain't gonna make it next year.
At least you know.
I already know that.
At least you know.
I just know when I pull up, and them New York Giants CB, we know we getting the dub today.
Trash.
We know we getting the win today. We ain't even worry about it.
I'm all for the Giants though.
Huh?
I'm all for the Giants though.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that.
Because the Jaguars can eat bubbles.
I appreciate that.
That's what they say, right?
No, Jaguars can't eat ass.
Oh, ass.
They don't need no bubbles.
My bad.
They need to eat ass, goddamn. But I guess so. With that being said, I'm almost done with this thing. We're going ahead. We about to get ready to roll into this show, goddamn. And I let this roll this last little. Get the things. Look at ass. Yo!
I'm gonna take this because you lost the last one, so I'm just gonna move that up there.
It be like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes.
It do.
All of a sudden now I be losing shit, boy. I'm telling you, boy. Boy. Alrighty. So we got our little blunt roll. I got a little something going, you feel me? Just a little something. This ain't nothing too major. Got to do it quick because they be like, that nigga blunt little. Do it quick. You feel what I'm saying? We missing one. So, from the top, goddamn. Yo. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Be Real. And this is Blazing Topics. Coming at you live from the 305 to the 904, from the 904 to the 305. We live, bitch. And as you can see today, we got a special guest on. You know what I'm saying? Round of applause. Somebody made that ass clap. Now let's stop playing. But we got a guest on. You get what I'm saying? Round of applause. You get a round of applause for something. Got a little something on. And today, she would like to go by CC. You feel me?
Yes. Royalty in the house.
You know what I'm saying? Big queen energy. You feel me? But for those that are wondering, yes, this is my lady.
Ta-da.
You get what I'm saying? And this is why you dudes need to make sure that y'all find a lady that's really down for y'all. You get what I'm saying? Cause my baby seen that I'm missing a partner, and she like, I got you. I'm gonna fill in. You feel
Where
me?
you need me.
You feel me?
Where you want me, coach?
What you know what I'm saying? Type shit. You see what I'm saying? You gotta get you one. You know what I'm saying? So she on to help out. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I'm not saying Major. I'm about to grab the mic. I'm not saying Major Wu finna leave. You get what I'm saying? But you know he going through his business ventures. Got him a new job. He doing a little something. So right now he in Miami. Shouts out to the crib. You get what I'm saying? He finally in my city. He doing a little work. You get what I'm saying? So we gonna give him space to do his thing. We don't never downgrade. You know what I'm saying? We always looking for the upgrade. So shout out to my dog Major Wu, and we always got a spot for you when you need it, my guy. But outside of that, we're gonna go ahead and roll into the show. And I already rolled up, so we're gonna light this thing and get it popping. You know what I'm saying? So you can say topic number one or however you want to put it. But my first discussion is, right, I ain't even gonna lie. I gotta give my boy Ron DeSantis no fucking rounds of applause, right? Because and before I even dive into this, right, I don't have no problem with Ron DeSantis on the simple fact, right, I don't really have no faith in governors anyway, so I don't expect none of them to really do anything
Not
for
just
me
the
per se.
governors. Not just the
Politicians
governors.
in general, you know what I'm
Or
saying?
the government.
You know what I'm saying? The government.
Okay.
So with that being said, the way how he handled, and by he I mean Ron DeSantis, the way he handled COVID as a Floridian, I give him his props. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't shut down like a lot of other states. We still had some freedom. We can do our little thing. So on that notion, I appreciate you, Governor Ron DeSantis. But nigga, that was almost 4 years ago. Right? So them kudos gone, nigga. We appreciate that, but we time to move on. Then, so you know what I'm saying? You start off on the right foot. I give you that. But now, I feel like you trying me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you trying me for real. Because I don't appreciate how they trying to remove African American studies out of the schools. I don't understand that. How everything is multicultural. We can learn French. We can learn Greek. We can learn Spanish. We can learn everything else.
But African American culture, history.
You know what I'm saying? They want to try to take it out.
I mean, granted,
Yeah,
not every single information, detail is the truth in the history books that we are reading today. But removing African American history, culture from, I mean, they're basically not teaching us anything now besides basic math and reading, you know? But as far as learning how to do your credit, learning how to, your ancient history, your this, your that, yeah, we're not getting none of that anymore.
Yeah, they ain't gonna give you no real knowledge. I mean, well, in school you don't know shit anyway, so I mean, might as well learn whatever you can. You get what I'm saying? I just don't like why take the curriculum out. First off, I want to keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. There ain't that many niggas taking African American studies anyway.
Not at all.
You get what I'm saying?
History, yes. Civil literature, yes.
That's editory. But they, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I was in school, and they making it seem like I graduated 20-something years ago. That's a lie, nigga. I graduated in 2014, nigga.
Bet you don't even know what the FCAT is.
Come on now.
Oh,
Come
okay,
on now.
my
Stop
bad,
playing with me.
my
Come on
bad,
now.
my
Stop
bad,
playing with me.
my
Please
bad.
don't. Listen. And then, that's another thing. Bring that motherfucker back. Bring that motherfucker back. Y'all made me take them tests. Fucking teachers and shit couldn't pass the MCAT, but y'all want me taking it.
Okay.
Boy, that's a slap in the face, I tell you. That's a slap in the face. That is. Goddamn, make them kids suffer too.
Yo, those statistics are ridiculous.
But I just find it weird how African American studies is even up for being taken out of, because I feel as though, and this could be biased too, this could be very biased, I feel like African American history, in other words, is almost kind of like world history too. You get what I'm saying? Because
they so-called claim it started off with Christopher Columbus.
You know what I'm saying?
On the Mayflower with all those slaves. And
that nigga lie, right? But see, this is what they don't. that nigga lie. But what they don't tell you is, right? And this is the crazy part. Before he went on his voyage and went to wherever he got to go, right? Before he left to go see those, he was in Africa, and they gave him a map that said, hey, if you hop on this current, it's going to take you this way. If you go on this current, it's going to take you that way. And if you get on this current, it's going to take you that way. So,
is there anything in our history books that acknowledge anything like that?
In school history books?
History. Because that's what we talk about.
I don't think any
Not at
school
all.
history
Not at all.
will mention that.
Not at all.
I don't think so. You get what I'm saying? Especially in you might be able to find that in once you get to college and stuff like that, because then you can do your own research on different topics depending on what you're in school for. You get what I'm saying? But that K through 12, no sir, it's not happening. No sir. So all I'm saying is, and this is what I mean by African American history is important, because, and I feel as though it's important because they'll tell you Christopher Columbus found this and he found that, but they don't want to tell you about the motherfuckers that gave him the map to give him the ability to even find half of this shit. You feel me?
That melanin is real.
You get what I'm saying? Now, I understand why I try not to even remember the nigga name. Christopher Columbus, the reason he is so important to them, right, is because he started out their voyage and they start of going out and conquering the world and doing all that other stuff. So to white people, no disrespect to white people, but to white people, Christopher Columbus is your guy. You get what I'm saying?
So who would our guy be? Just like Christopher Columbus is their guy, who are we looking to?
That's the thing. We've been around for so long. You get what I'm saying? There's probably a bunch of people that went over to America into these different places. Because like I said, if they gave, why I want to call him Americo Vespucius so bad. That's another dude though. Now he might have actually, you know what I'm saying, partook in making America. Granted, why you get the name Americo Vespucius or whatever the fuck his last name is. But the point I'm making is though, is to white people, Christopher Columbus may be that guy because he, technically speaking, started off their voyage out to wherever. So to his credit, and white people, y'all had y'all do, you get what I'm saying? Ain't no problem with that. But don't try to teach everybody like he that guy when really we put the nigga on. You feel me?
He not that
and then y'all don't want to tell us that. And it's like, well, damn. What's poppin'? But
so, would it be such a bad thing if they did take history out of our learning? Because it sounds like we're saying a lot of the information that they're giving to our kids that are in middle school and high school nowadays are pretty much fiction information, and take that by a grain of salt.
I wouldn't call it fiction.
Not completely fiction.
I would call it biased information.
That's a good word, bias.
I call it biased information. And everything is in the words that you play. Biased information. And we don't have a problem with, and I'm going to go to answer your question. We don't have a problem with saying Christopher Columbus came to America. We don't got a problem with that.
Not at all.
But don't say he discovered something when it was people here.
Because he was not the first
he ain't
macho
discovered
man.
nothing.
Sure did.
It was people here already. And in his diary, voyage book, whatever you want to call it, he said that there was already black people here, black people with kinky hair already trading with the natives. We all know black with kinky is a nigga. Whatever you don't like using the N-word, you can call it African American, you can call it whatever you want to. But that kinky hair, We all know that's only titled to a select few of people. Not even a select few. Might be
No,
one
a
or two.
select few.
Because I don't know many other
When
races.
you look at
Philippines.
Philippines, their hair is straight and long. Latinos, Hispanics, majority of them are straight and long. You look at Dominican, a lot of straight and long. You look at Europeans, straight and long.
You gonna say they be curly, but it don't be kinky.
It's not the
4C, boy,
4C type
no,
hair.
it ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
not
I
like
always say,
sheep's wool,
I always say,
you know,
you ain't lying about that sheep, boy. That's close. And you ain't lying. I always say, black people out here grow out like a tree.
Okay.
That shit go up and out.
That's because our
That shit
hair
ain't coming down.
is think of it as antennas, in energy antennas.
You feel me? Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Energy antennas in our hair.
And to go back to what you were saying, right? As far as removing history, no, you should never remove history, because now people will never know what happened beforehand. Because the reason I say people won't find out what happened beforehand, because I know deep down inside, most parents are not going to and don't. Now and tomorrow.
Even if
Not going to teach their children the proper things that they need to learn.
Even if it's not the truth.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, because if that's the case, then you might as well not say nothing and then just let them go to school and whatever it is, don't say nothing. But if you do know this information, that makes you now responsible to teach your child.
To do better, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why a lot of people don't take accountability for that stuff.
We don't do that now. And I hate to say it, but we expecting the school to
teach our kids
everything. I'm not trying to be funny.
I mean, granted, we didn't have those parents, or not every single one of us. No one knows what y'all done been raised through or whatever. But a lot of people didn't have those parents to teach them, this is how you build your credit. This is how you do this. This is what your ancestry line looks like. Because they didn't know them damn selves.
Now, why are we expecting the school system? You got to remember, it's a system too. This ain't just a bunch of people like you and me just going up there and making the
curriculum. Granted, this is the same system that's building us melaninated people to fail.
Yes and no.
Yes.
Yes and no. Because I'm not trying to be funny. Some of these same white people, some of them same Asians, some of them same Latinos, some of them same Philippine kids, they go into the same school and get in that same curriculum.
I mean, it all depends on that person.
It depends on the child.
And what that person wants.
It depends on the child.
It sure do.
So that's why I say, as a parent, right, you have to teach and educate your child on what's going on and what was happening beforehand. You get what I'm saying? So if you already feel as though the school is not teaching your child to be prepared better for the future,
this is where the parent steps up.
Then the parent they got two options. You either go find the school and pay for that, or you teach your child yourself. You see what I'm saying? So you got those two options. You just gonna have to pick one. But we gotta understand, and we already know, schooling is not going to teach the kids what is really necessary to live.
And believe it or not, a lot of African American mothers who believe in that higher purpose or higher, and a lot of those parents are deciding to do homeschooling. Mind you, I may not agree all the way with homeschooling because you know you don't want to isolate your child, and now your child becomes that weird kid.
Social factor.
You know, you want them to be able to go out and speak to people, and but then again, that's why a lot of these parents are doing these homeschool at home teachings, so that way they don't have to worry about these public schools giving my child the poor lunch, these bullies, these this, that, these failing academics. Because now I know what I can teach my child and deliver on my platform. You know.
I feel you, and I think that's why I think it's important for the parent to be involved in what the child is learning.
I'm all
not just on goddamn. Oh yeah, we just gonna go and make sure they only watch kid stuff so they're not exposed to nothing. I'm not trying to be funny. If your kid go to school, man, that kid finna get exposed to whatever the hell you don't want them to get exposed to in school.
It's inevitable.
Let's keep it a buck. You get what I'm
It's
saying?
inevitable.
Let's keep it a buck. But what you can do is when your child come home, you teach them the X, Y, and Z, and then you know what? I even be having to think about those things. You get what I'm saying? Like, what if my child come home and the question on his test, goddamn, for whatever reason, is who discovered America? If the answer is Christopher Columbus, the question is, you see what I'm saying? Do I tell my child not to put that? Because now I'm gonna have to go have a conversation with the teacher.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, okay, yeah, go to school and get your grade. But if you really want your child to have that extra learning and be ahead of the curve, you got to be willing to put that work in. And I think that's where a lot of people fail. They don't put the work in.
Because everyone wants their child to win.
Everybody do. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you don't have the resources and you just leave it up to the system,
yeah,
you better hope your child.
You
know what I'm saying?
as a parent.
You better hope your child is able to grasp whatever they can grasp, and then when they get out, get the ball rolling. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't think necessarily
what
child.
age is that going to be at 35?
No,
that
I'm talking
person
about out of high
decides
school.
to get their life
I'm talking
together.
about out of high school. But I don't think necessarily sending your child to a public school or something like that. Maybe even a private school. Shit, they probably tell their kids that Christopher Columbus discovered America. I don't even know. But
because
the
even
point
with
is,
homeschooling, they have to take a certain exam to get that high school diploma. Hey, by this state, this
Right.
person has obtained
Understand
that educational, and
Correct.
this is what it is worldwide.
Correct.
You know?
So now, with that being said, does homeschooling really allow you to really curve the curriculum?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if it do, then what are these bases and these answers really on? You get what I'm saying? Because if your child isn't learning the same thing as everybody else, well, what certificate or what diploma are they really getting at the end of the day? You get what I'm saying? So I've never homeschooled, taught a child, been around anybody that was homeschooled. So I'm really ignorant in this lane. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm asking, because it sounds like the state is still like, hey, we know you homeschooling them, but your child needs to be able to answer these questions on this test.
Your child needs to be able to know the basic math and reading and science and history or whatever the case
So
is.
that's my point.
Just like when you come to the U.S. as an immigrant or whatever the case is, and you go take your immigration test, you have to know who was the first president. George Washington. He's on the dollar bill. You have to know what to do at a red light. You stop.
So,
you know what I'm saying? You have to know the basics to be in this ball game, if that's what you want to call it.
So now my question is, right, if your child is still have to learn those same things, why not send them to school then?
Well, that's up to the parent. You know, you have those parents who fear COVID or the Zika or whatever the case is, and then you have those parents who are just antisocial and they had a terrible time in middle school and high school, got bullied all the time. So I don't want my child to be bullied like I got bullied, because I know I'm weird. My kid's weird too, you know, because he's picking up on my
genes. Come home and stay home.
I mean, you know, everyone thinks different now. That's not what I'm saying.
My child needs to be social. You getting on the bus, you going to public school, you get what I'm saying? And even if I do have money for private schools and all that, I feel like if the kid really want to learn that stuff and really dedicate time to school and stuff like that, the kid gonna do it anyway. You feel what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if you put the kid in the $1 million school or you put him in public school. If that child don't give a damn about this shit,
He ain't gonna care.
he gonna do whatever he gotta do just to get through it. It's cool. You get what I'm saying? It's always a mixture in class. Even in the public school, you had those straight A's, B students that was, you get what I'm saying? That was locked
They
in.
just got it.
That was locked in on this shit. And then you had some that was just bullshit and playing. Do you feel me? It is what it is. But with that whole school thing, man, it really depends on the child to me. It really depends on the child. But to go back to where we was at though, I don't think we should necessarily remove history
Of course
from
not.
school.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
not. I'm gonna disagree with that as well.
I don't think we remove, because that's very important. You know, it's funny. I didn't even really care about history in school. You see what I'm saying?
But now that you're older,
Once I got out of
it's
school,
fight the power. You look how the
Kinda
police
sorta.
are treating us African American kids. Look how
True.
some Caucasian people,
Some
they
people
call
don't
them
even get that
Karens. and they treating us because we parked in there in the driveway that they normally park to, but the driveway is, look at all these videos and things that's going across social media.
Right.
Taking away that school curriculum, the history, it's another way of stripping us of what we already don't have.
I feel you. You ain't lying.
Like, y'all thought just giving us the June 19th was enough, and then y'all gonna go back and take away the history class?
See, they give you one thing and take it away. Now you don't even know shit about Juneteenth.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
Come on.
So, I feel you on that. So, for me, Ron DeSantis, you really cutting up on that one. Like, trying to take African American studies out. And the reason I feel like African American studies is important, first off, the child even got to be willing to take it. Because I didn't even have a chance to take African American studies. I took world history and American history. And in world history, we was learning about the Qing dynasty. I don't care about the Chinese like that. No disrespect. You get what I'm saying?
And they want you to because they make 99.9% of our things. Everything. This chair, this bottle, this table, this microphone.
See, and that ain't no problem. But they don't ever want to tell you what we made at all. Keep that shit on under the table. You get what I'm saying? Because these cups and stuff that we have, and that's cool. But the reason we drive these cars is because a black person made the self-lubricating engine. You feel me? Without that engine, that car ain't doing nothing.
You're still getting on them horses.
You feel me? So all I'm saying is give a brother what credit due. So African American studies is important because it's not only about America, it's about the world. And we contributed also. And once again, like I say, if school is supposed to be multicultural and you learn everything,
show us our respect, man.
It ain't no African languages that you can learn.
Respect. But what y'all gonna do? Add, mind you, no disrespect to the LGBTQ, but y'all gonna probably take off history and add LGBTQ into the books, or y'all gonna take off history and add some other reckless shit for different groups of people. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible to everybody. Because I respect everybody.
That's actually a study in school though.
The LGBTQ?
Not LGBTQ, but I think there's maybe like queer studies or something like that. It might be gay history or gay rights or something like that along those lines, but they are kind of introducing that lane into schools. And that's kind of like,
really?
Why? Okay, no problem if y'all say so,
but this is why people want to homeschool their kids.
You know what I'm saying?
That's another reason why someone would want to
I don't know. Only thing, like I said, homeschool seems like you kind of
you're putting them in a closed door. You're putting them in a closed room.
I mean, maybe once they get into school a little bit and they see what it's like, and then you bring them back. I can see that because I understand why, but then kind of like I said,
so you would never homeschool your child?
Function. No, but see, that's the thing. I want to homeschool my child, and I want to send my child to school. You know what I'm saying? Because
that doesn't make sense, though. Are they going to school or are they homeschool? Are they going
what I mean by homeschool is I'm not going to sit down and have my child take a test to be like I homeschooled them. Hell no, I'm sending them to school. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I am going to self-educate my child because growing up, you get what I'm saying? Like you said, you don't necessarily, especially in a black household, get that how to build your credit. Shit, they tell you don't even get the goddamn credit card. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So it's just kind of like I want to be able to fill in that gap because I understand that the system isn't going to do it, right? And then also at the same degree, I don't believe it's necessarily their responsibility, right?
I mean,
because it's a bunch of people that don't really, to me, they don't care about the kids that's in the school.
A lot of people feel like once they give their kids to the school, their teacher is the parent for those next 8 or 10 hours. The kids go to after school and things like that.
That is true.
Those parents feel like, hey, you're my child's second parent, technically speaking, for the year.
I feel you, but I don't think it really be like that. I think most teachers in there for the check.
Yes, but think about those elementary students. You're still teaching those kids right from wrong. You know,
totally agree.
Those middle school kids, they're going through puberty, sexual hormones, and this and this. You're trying to get them to not fuck on each other in the school. Because it's
totally
kids
agree.
like that, bro.
But-
And then think about those people in high school. They think they're grown, they're having children, and they're children themselves, and they're just creating curses, and that's our next topic. But generation issues into into a cycle that didn't even need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel you.
But it's like a domino effect. Once one domino goes down, you got 30,000 falling down within the next 30 seconds.
I feel you. And I agree that that's how it should be, and sometimes that's the case. But I feel like if we go back and really think about it, how many teachers you actually had really cared about you and really looked out for you?
But probably at one handful.
You know what I'm saying? K through 12. Well, you can't even remember K through probably 3. I don't know.
I
remember my third grade teacher.
I remember
She was cool,
my kindergarten teacher. She was really,
I don't remember my kindergarten teacher. You remember her?
Yeah, I will never forget that lady.
What?
Kate Sanchez.
She left a good impression there.
Kate Sanchez. Miss Sanchez. Shout
I
out to
remember,
her.
I don't remember shit from kindergarten, first grade, second grade.
love
I remember
elementary
third grade.
school. I've always loved
Elementary school was lit. That's when everybody loved everybody. We was cool. Valentine's
Everybody
Day,
get a
that's for
Valentine's
everybody. You get what I'm saying? Once you get to middle school, high school, fuck you. I don't even rock with you. It'd be like, damn. And that's when you really learn. That's what I'm saying. School is important, man. Cause shit, you be thinking you really learn about people in school. You be like, niggas is fucked up out here.
Okay.
Jesus. You get what I'm saying?
Once you start getting into 6th grade, that's when all that nice shit cut out, man.
You start finding your lane, like, well, I really fuck with these people.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you do. But like I was saying though, I just think that we need that, and that's how the school system should be. You get what I'm saying? But and then to be like they in there to get the check don't even be that much from my understanding.
Really?
You get what I'm saying? But they in there like a job rather than really understanding, like these are the kids of tomorrow. You feel me? And what they doing is, I feel like what teachers do are actually vital for any community. They should definitely be getting paid more. You get what I'm saying? But when you ain't getting paid and these kids acting up, bitch, I'm ready to go. You get what I'm saying? I'm just here to do what I got to do.
Fuck you, fuck Timothy.
You see what I'm saying?
And Samantha.
I'm just here to make sure you get the curriculum, you know these answers to this test, so we can all go home.
I graduated already. I don't need this. I've been here already. I don't need any of it.
Now that we grown, you lied. You need this shit. You need this. You lied. You lied to me because I don't know what it's like to be broke. But you need this shit. You feel me? It's like, well, damn, bro.
Terrible.
But it be like that sometimes, you know.
That
And I just
shit
be
is
like,
terrible.
I just be like, wow.
I don't know. You need a change, man. A change has to start somewhere. Is that change going to be you?
Some people just got to be willing to put in the work, and not just one person. It takes a community.
You need about 300 people.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a community. But with that being said, speaking of the curses, we're gonna go ahead and roll into that second topic, goddamn. And I'm gonna ask you and see how you feel about it off the ripper. Off the ripper.
What?
Off the ripper, right? What generational curses, right, do you think holds the community back in a sense?
Holds
Like,
the community back.
Right, a generational curse that
So
holds us back.
to me, my definition for generational curse is, and this will kind of answer the question as well, is if my grandmother had a baby at 15 years old, my mother had a baby at 16 years old. I'm 16, I'm pregnant now. And I'm pretty sure now I'm having a daughter, or whatever the case is, my daughter is going to probably end up being 15 and pregnant as well. So that's kind of my definition for a generational curse.
Okay.
And I feel like a generational curse that holds the community back is the question, right? It'll be financial stability, not even that. Mentally speaking, we have a lot of anxiety, depression, confusion. A lot of people are having schizophrenia and don't even know it, but they just drink and smoke and do all this other extra stuff
flow.
So I feel like there are numerous things that holds the community back. Like what they say, we fighting demons out here, right?
Yeah,
Mentally, not physically sometimes, But mentally, we be fighting demons.
Mentally,
a lot of people don't even know it.
Physically and spiritually.
Okay.
All three of them. You feel me?
One thing I've learned is everyone is going through something different.
Yep.
And you don't even know it.
And the crazy part is, it's like in their own little world.
In their own little world. The same way you have your things going on.
It's true.
It's the same exact way. It may not be the same thing.
But we all here.
But that next nigga.
He going through
that nigga going through it over there, bro.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
That nigga going through it over there.
That's some crazy shit. I feel like one of our major generational curses, right, is, and I don't necessarily know how to like categorize it, you get what I'm saying? But I think it's something that when I look at a generational curse for the community, right, I look up growing up, what I see was done as a kid, right, a little bit before me, and what I see my little siblings or what I can see my child getting themselves into, right? And I see that a generational curse that we have is, and it's something small, but I think it plays a big factor in the long run, right? Is fucking like being, I don't know if being a follower is the word, or wanting to be seen, or wanting to be in the limelight, or like, I feel like for black people, we just have to be shown, and it can be a good thing, but for right now, we just don't use it in a good sense. You get what I'm saying? So, for an example, right, we will, for school, right, the motherfucker that's getting the straight A's and the shit like that, we make fun of motherfuckers like that. You get what I'm saying? And we don't realize that sometimes people like that is what builds for tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? But we too busy worried about Lil John about to make it to the NFL and shit. It ain't no problem with the NFL because I really watch that shit. You know me, I'm down. I'm down to watch a game. It ain't even got to be my team, child. You feel me? So I'm down with it. But the fact that we put so much focal in behind that, and like we get the things confused, like we see money as having power, and it's not necessarily the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just those things we grow up into, and the understanding is like we kind of need a mental reset in a sense. Like I feel like that generational curse is what don't allow us to flourish. And I don't even know necessarily a specific category to put it in. You get what I'm saying? Or how to necessarily name it. But it's just like, and really, goddamn, it really sound like we just don't be getting our shit together from the jump. Because I think that really happens when we're young.
But this goes back to if my mom never had her shit going on. My grandma never had her shit going on. And this is what they're the one that's supposed to be teaching me right from wrong. To you, it doesn't make sense for her to keep doing what she's doing
as a child,
as an adult. And this is what the child is observing, watching, understanding, because our children are just watching us.
Right.
You know?
It's little sponges.
Your children are watching y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Little
like
sponges, I feel you.
They're absorbing, understanding, like looking at what y'all are doing, you know? So when that person, when the husband and wife are arguing and the husband decides to slap the fuck out the wife and the son is looking, when the son gets older, he's probably thinking, when she does something I don't like or I don't agree with, it's okay for me to smack some sense into her because that's what I seen my father do. To me, it feels right to slap the shit out of her because she's doing something like, so wrong. Me,
I got to slap
you. Know, I got to slap this bitch because how dare you say the sky is orange? How dare you, goddammit? You know what I'm saying? So to me, it feels right to slap you, but you as a man, you know for a fact, come on, bro. You putting your hands on a lady? Like, who taught you that? My father. And my father's supposed to be, our fathers are supposed to be superheroes, you know? Our mental teachers and stuff like that, you know? So,
yeah. And I think especially with things like that, right? Because especially when you're young, sometimes parents just be going through whatever they going through.
Yeah, they be going through it, and you just be sitting there going through it with them.
You just watching it. You know what I'm saying? And you absorb some of that. But I feel like at some point when you become older, you have to make that conscious decision as to this shit ain't right. Cause when he was hitting on your mama, you ain't like that feeling of seeing your mama get hit. It's
some people that don't think like that. Just last night, I had a homework assignment, and I forgot what the discussion question was, but it went something along the lines with communicating electronically with one another, or do you agree with communicating over electronic versus face to face, Right. And a lot of people were disagreeing that it's not better to communicate electronically because we still need that face to face interaction, right. Because that's what people need. And it was maybe 2 or 3 people who disagreed, and they felt like it is very much better to communicate with a person over the phone because some people are scared to communicate. Some people have all these different types of, things going on in their head and emotions and stuff like that. And they physically cannot form the words or emotion to do, anything face to face. You know what I'm saying? So some people don't think like that. And when I read that post, I was like, I had to remember a lot of people don't think how you're thinking.
Totally agree with you. You know what I'm saying? And I just think like at some point, it's no problem with being on the computer, but at some point you have to get face to face with people. That's what you want to do. If you want to be on the computer, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it's time for you to talk to them people about the Reds or whatever, you're going to be sitting there. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But to each his own, and everybody do what they do. Ain't no problem. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. But you're not lying, though. Everybody is different, and everybody don't necessarily think all the same. And I think that's what's the beauty of it. But I feel like when it come to, like we talking about generational curses and things like that, that bring us down, right? We have to make the conscious decision as a group that, bro, we got to make a stop to this shit and look for the better as a whole.
Not a lot of people are thinking like that.
A lot of people don't. And I think that's exactly where we at, right? And that could be another generational curse that we have that holds us back too, right? It's definitely being selfish. Niggas is selfish. And I can't even cap. I might be a little on the selfish side too.
Sometimes you have to be selfish.
I can't lie. Yeah, that's true. But then now look at us as a whole, right? We find it crazy when whoever other ethnic group down the street this way and then the ethnic group up the street that way doing their thing together and they flourishing when we really around here being selfish as fuck to each other, right? To each other. And everybody got what they want. But as a collective, we ain't shit. And we be looking at them people crazy when they be doing that shit. We be wondering out. And then for those that live in Jacksonville, I don't know if y'all ever noticed them little fruit, little cup things that they be selling on the little shops. The bitches gonna be everywhere.
I gotta stop and get one.
Them things gonna be everywhere. You get what I'm saying? But the point is, I bet money. It started out as one little family doing that thing. Probably like 4 or 5 little different areas. 3 or 4 little areas. You get what I'm saying?
Came back with $500 in one
Putting
day.
in that work together. And
amigo,
one thing,
amigo.
You get what I'm saying? And one thing about them, and this is what I mean by the selfishness, right? Is when they get the money, they gonna bring the money back, split it with their people, and then them people gonna be like, okay, well, we'll work on that shit too. And everybody eating on it. You see what I'm saying? Versus when black people do it, oh, but you get something, let me just get a little something. You see what I'm saying? And we don't really understand the bigger goal. And that's what I mean by the selfishness.
But yeah, a lot of people.
What I'm saying? So, and it's cool that everybody don't think that way. That's no problem. That's no problem. But don't complain when you see why we in the situation that we in. Because I don't know what them other ethnic groups talk about, to be honest with you. But the motherfuckers share.
Y'all should comment down below
They
and
should.
let us know what's going on in y'all ethnicity group. You know, shout out to the
That should be
Haitians.
crazy.
Woot, woot.
To the who?
Haitians. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on in Haiti. Let us know what goes on in Haiti.
The
Cubans,
generational Chris.
you know, Latinos. What else is there? Filipinos. Let us know what's going on.
All the races.
All the races.
All
What's
the
going
races.
on in y'all
Yep.
community. You know?
I want to know, do y'all go through the same thing? Do they be going through the same thing we be going through to some degree? Because I already know some of them don't now. For
Yeah,
sure
but
they don't. But you know what I'm saying? Just y'all thoughts on how y'all view y'all culture, y'all things like that. Because we be complaining about our own shit. Don't think we are. I think it's all glammy and nice. It be cool now. I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing about being black. It's cool as hell, but it's harder than a motherfucker.
Okay.
What? Being black is, well, to us that shit cool. I think that's how it should be.
Man
I don't know,
or
some other
women,
people be hating,
you
but
know?
being black cool as hell. You know what I'm saying?
You know, they trying to shoot us down
They love
bad.
us, but they hate us. Like it's a
No.
love-hate relationship.
No, that love is front.
You ain't
Okay?
lying. They do, but they don't. I ain't gonna lie. They love us, but then they don't.
Hmm.
It depends on who you talking to.
It depends on if it's a
Yeah.
Monday or not.
You know what I'm saying? They love us, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, we're gonna roll into our next one, right? And I think we can both kind of get our own perspective on this. You know what I'm saying? And give our own individual thoughts on it, right? But this actually came from a viewer. You get what I'm saying? And it was wondering, what are the inner thoughts for a man on decision making and emotion processing? Cause woo, pride really need to step back and let our men be men. I like that last part.
So when you say let our men be men, well, can we break down this entire sentence?
Okay. And by the way, you can give your dialogue on what it's like for the women's processing emotional things. You know what I'm saying? So you can put your input on this thing too. You feel me? But I'm gonna give it again. It says the first question is the last one wasn't really a question.
It was more so just a
statement. Yeah, I was just reading on. But it says the inner thoughts for a man on the inner thoughts for a man or woman on decision making and emotion processing. And then she said, cause woo, pride really need to step back and let our men be men.
Okay.
So I think I'll go ahead and dive deep on there because I feel like the question was really more directed to us. You know what I'm saying? But as far as decision making and emotion processing, and this is just from me speaking, and I'll try to generalize it as much as possible because men, we all kind of really the same, but then we have like our own little special things that we don't.
Twang too.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying, that we don't do. But we kind of, the blueprint is a little bit the same. Blueprint is a little bit the same. But on decision making, I think decision making is more for us. And I think this is something that we all know. It's less emotion with our decision making. It's more of a methodical thing. You get what I'm saying? And depending on the decision, the consequences and things like that, then it comes to that's when we start to get the pride involved. You get what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, like, I don't even know if you want to say you got to make a decision between your girl or your homie, because that don't really make no sense. But or it's something. What's a prideful thing for a man? Goddamn. Now I'm sitting here diving down. I'm having to think about it, because like, would it be something where I'm like, what the fuck am my pride on the line? You get what I'm saying? I had to dive deep into that one. But I have to think deep. You gotta give me a second. But I feel like initially it's just less emotion, right? And really trying to figure out what's the best avenue and the easiest avenue. You see what I'm saying? And I think necessarily that last part.
Do y'all really think like that, though?
I really think so. What's the best avenue? Me personally.
You personally,
Me
okay.
personally.
Because I feel like a lot of women in their situation would disagree with what you just said. But go ahead.
No problem.
Okay.
I understand. So, I feel like outside of it being necessarily emotional, it's not really much to the thinking. It's really like A or B. Like, make a pimp decision. Like, there's no. I feel like once you start introducing emotion and all this extra stuff, then you start introducing C, D, and E, and then that shit starts getting exhausting. And it's just like, bro, can we just kind of like really dumb this shit down so I can just make a pimp decision and go on by my day? I feel like that'd be the necessary way to put it. Just A or B, so I can go on by my day, right? What was the next part of it? It was an emotion processing. Now that one is a hard one because we gotta feel like it's okay to be emotional with that person.
Or what about emotional by yourself? You can be
emotional by yourself. Yeah, I feel like everybody emotional by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay. Everybody feel like it's okay to cry indoors. But can I cry in front of whoever? Mm-hmm. You feel me? That's when the emotions start getting blocked. Because, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like the emotion processing, right? Now, that one is kind of like...
That's where the pride steps in, huh?
That one, yeah, definitely. Pride is definitely going to get involved a little bit in that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, I gotta protect mine. You see what I'm saying? And it could be whatever mine is. It can be various of things depending on what that person got going on. If he ain't got shit going on, then what that mine is the whatever little bit he hanging on to. You know what I'm saying? But I think the most important thing is being able to want to emotionally open up to that person, right? Because if we really don't want to, then I feel like things start, pride, a lot of pride getting involved. Some lying gonna be happening. You ain't really gonna want to get, that shit ain't. I'm not unlocking myself to that. You get what I'm saying? But if we are guarded and are allowed to be able to just let it out and do what it do, I think it's still not as emotional as women would think it would be. I mean, because some niggas are crybabies, but we not as emotional like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I do think you would see us open up a lot more. You know what
if you're comfortable with that person.
And I think that pride comes into play where we don't want to open up. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when those things start all coming into play, shit really be getting weird. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you want to try to open up and be straight up, but then it's like, I don't really know. It ain't even that serious when it really be killing your ass when you by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we definitely have that factor coming into play. And so I just think it's more so just, like I said, for the mental processing and dealing with the day-to-day or whatever the case it may be. It's really straightforward, A and B. Let's move on to the next thing.
That's what they say. Supposedly men are so simple.
Yeah, just dumb it down. Yeah. Let's just keep it how it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, but the emotional part is where it kind of like, you gotta open up them like the big doors. You gotta open them bitches because
as if they open.
As if they open. You know what I'm saying? And then really, sometimes people can be in that environment or with somebody that they can be open with, But like you were saying earlier, if they never been really taught or don't know how to open up, it'll take longer for them
to achieve that. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because then first they gotta be put in the environment to understand, like, bro,
I'm okay.
It's okay, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so once they get that, then it's like that's like bringing the horse to the water, but the horse might not drink it. You know what I'm saying? Like he know he okay, but it's just like.
I'm not thirsty right now.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't even that serious. You know what I'm saying? And we'll really like hold on to it because I feel like as men we have to carry so much that it's just like that shit is nothing.
What?
The little emotional shit, like I can go through the day and I can do that part. You know what I'm saying?
But what can't you do?
What can't you do?
Yeah, you say you can go through the. Whatever that is.
Yeah, that's like being the macho, like going out in the world and acting like I'm okay and I'm not really okay.
Okay, but what?
We can do that part.
But what's the issue?
Oh, what you mean? What's the issue? Like just overall, what kind of?
Yeah, you said because the emotional baggage is easy to carry.
The emotional baggage, but it's feeling like you having the world on your shoulders. That's kind of like I think that's the most downplay because as a man, and at this point, this is kind of just me talking. This point here is just me. You feel like it's you want to be able to take care of things. And nah, this kind of goes back to the general man. But you have your fair share of different guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to put everybody in one bubble. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I just think as a man, you try to make sure you can take care of everything. Make sure everybody okay in a sense. You know what I'm saying? You definitely taking care of yours. You can be available to extend when people need. You get what I'm saying? And also in your own sense, as a man, you trying to conquer the world in your own little world. Because I feel like everybody's in their own world, right? But everybody's own little world, small little bubble, is all inside of like one big. The actual world we live in, like we were saying earlier, when motherfuckers you walk past, he going through it, she going through it. You get what I'm saying? But they in their own little world, you in your own little world. You la 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 la, you fucking doing your own thing. You're not even worried about that person and what they got going on. But they in their own little shit going through it. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean for just being a man in general. Everybody's little bubble. You want to try to make sure everything is okay, everything is on point. And you conquering what you can to be the best that you can be. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to try to do. You see what I'm saying? So when that doesn't happen and shit start falling apart, I think that's when men start to really kind of like, oh shit, like I'm not on my P's and Q's. I might be vulnerable. It's a kink in my armor. I'm fucking up. So you get what I'm saying? I think that's the day to day. See what I'm saying? But, you know, like I say, you got your fuck boys and the dudes that ain't doing shit and they don't give a damn about what's going on. They just trying to find somewhere to sleep.
With the hoes.
You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Real shit. You got people that's doing
It's
that
about
shit.
to get cold outside
you know
in Jacksonville, man. Y'all better prepare.
You feel me? So you got those. But I just think for the general, for the most part, I think that's what we really kind of focus on. And emotion is kind of like, yeah, so we know we need it, but we'll be all right.
I guess.
You see what I'm saying? That's true. So now, how do you feel about it? As far as being a woman and your guys' decision making, you get what I'm saying, and emotion processing.
I think for me, I'm gonna stick with for me. It's a matter of, ouch. Does this hurt? How does this hurt? How does this make me feel? You know.
So it's big emotion.
Yeah, I feel like women are very emotional. Or me myself, I'm a very emotional person.
Can you try to generalize that, and not necessarily about you?
Well, I feel like women in general are very emotional beings. You know, we carry children that gives us a lot of hormones, and that gives us a lot of the X, Y, and Z, or whatever the case is. So that makes us feel all types of things that men don't know how to feel or don't even know what to consider in a certain sense. So it's like, you know, we feel all the time. So it's like, how does this feel? How it's like a pair of jeans. Do they make my butt feel good or what? How do these jeans feel? Because these boot cut jeans make my ankles look ugly, but those skinny jeans I can barely move. You know? So how do I feel? You know?
So emotion plays a big factor. And is that the emotional but before I go into that, right? And what I was meaning by generalize it, right, was however you felt like answering the question, try to make it a little more about women in general. I know it's a lot of varieties and everybody thinks different. You get what I'm saying? But there is somewhat a blueprint, like I was saying, as far as how men is. Yeah, you have your different type. Okay, it's a lot of branches on the tree, but it's only one tree. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like it's both like that for male and females. Yeah, we the branches and we do our own little thing because we on this part of the tree. You get what I'm saying? But we still, tree. Some things you just can't help. You don't know why the hell you growing the apple because you's an apple tree. You don't know why. You get what I'm saying? Real shit, we don't know why. Like you say, we don't know why y'all have the emotions y'all have and things like that because y'all growing oranges. And we growing apples. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like trying to get those two to understand each other.
It's
be kind of like, you know.
It's not.
So that's that. But how do you feel as though I guess you can say the everyday decision making?
Everyday decision making.
Yeah, because we know the emotional processing of things. That shit go off the charts.
What?
Female.
You know?
We know that
you
part. Know? So how do you feel as though for women the day-to-day decision making? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
for women.
For me personally, I can't speak for everybody. For me personally, it'll start off with like when my alarm goes off. I'm the type of person I won't say I hate noise, but I'm very easily agitated or something, you know. So when my alarm goes off, I'm thinking, oh my fucking God, how bad do I need this job right now? And another part of me is saying, you don't need this job at fucking all. Go to bed. And that's my emotions. Mentally thinking, I have rent due. I have car note. I have groceries. I have this. I have this. I have this due. You better get your ass up. You better get your ass up. You know what I'm saying? So being the type of person I am and me wanting to mentally, physically, spiritually grow to the best person that I can be, I have to put my emotions to the side. Because believe it or not, I have a great job. I do have a great job. But I fucking hate that place so bad. I hate that place so bad. The job isn't terrible. It's not a bad job, you know. The hours are great. The pay is, you know, it's, you know, I want to get paid more, obviously. But, you know, I fucking hate that place. I really do. I hate the people there. I hate the management. I hate all of it. But I have to put my emotions to the side and realize that I have bigger fish to fry.
So you really don't like it. You just deal with it.
I just deal with it. Everywhere you go, you're going to have a problem with somewhere. But, you know, it's not that I'm getting disrespected or, you know, it's none of that. But
so what is it that you like about it? Because you said you like your job, but did you say you like it? Or did you say...
That's besides the point.
Okay,
but
my bad.
Mentally...
I don't want to go too much in because if your people watch this shit, don't follow my baby. She love this shit. What is you talking about?
I almost said the name of my job. But... mentally thinking, I have to think I have bigger responsibilities. You know, I have a bigger thing to do in life besides just go here and work here, you know.
I feel you.
After working here, I'm going to have some type of gain. You know what I'm saying? So I have things I want to achieve. I'm going to school. I'm going to college, you know, so I have things I need to pay for and things like that. So I know deep down inside, like this morning, I did not want to go to work so bad and I wanted to call out. I did. But now that I've called out, and I wake up 4 hours later with nothing to do. And then when my direct deposit come on Friday, and I'm missing a couple $100 from my direct deposit, I'm gonna have a stink ass attitude. And then what? I'm gonna be pissed off and just like, only because I didn't go to work for that simple emotion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So sometimes I have to put my heart to the side and mentally think to get through the day. You know what I'm saying?
How often do you put those emotions to the side?
3/4 out of the time.
3/4.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. You actually had an answer for that because I couldn't tell
like
you how many
75.
times.
I mean, maybe not 75, wow. But 80-90% of the time, I have to mentally think, because if I go with my heart all the time, we're gonna be in trouble, boy. Whatever it is, if I think with my heart all the time, that's gonna put me in certain situations that I don't even need to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like that comes down with stealing, cheating, lying, being ignorant, whatever the case is. You know, I have to put my mind first on top, and then I have to be like, hey, heart, you got to deal with this shit.
I think on that kind of factor, I feel like nobody really kind of likes going to work. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I would think on the day-to-day for a guy, you get what I'm saying? When he going to work, it's kind of like, yeah, nobody really want to do this, but I got to make sure I'm able to take care of the family. You get what I'm saying? And let's be honest, I ain't at the crib right now, so we hanging. Let's go do what it do. Sedate until work piss you off. Then it's like, man, fuck this shit. I'm ready to go home. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like at work, nobody really want to go to work. You get what I'm saying? But when you at work, you with some of your boys, you get what I'm saying? I wanted to go to work. I feel you. But for the most part,
to socialize with people for the first 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes.
You feel me? For the most part, I don't really want to go to this shit. But some days I kind of,
you know, it's like when you take ground beef out the freezer. You gotta thaw that bitch out. That's what they say to me when I come to work. You gotta thaw. They're like, don't talk to Stacy the first couple, minutes. You gotta let her thaw before you start talking to her, because I'm not such a morning person. But once I thaw, oh baby,
see, that's what I'm saying. So we be at work, you know what I'm saying? Everybody socializing, we good, we doing what it do till something piss you off. Or they ain't did something right, and now they just want you to take care of it. I'm ready to go home.
Send me home.
The hell with this shit. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like, everybody kind of go through that. But for the most part, it's just kind of like, especially for a man, and this is going back to the decision making and things like that, we really here to kind of just like make sure we get this money so we can take care of what we got to take care of back at home. Like, and I'm gonna try to make this as best as possible while I'm here. So, because I got to come back tomorrow. Goddamn. So, I think that's just, on the day-to-day, it is what it is. It's easy, like you say, hey, the A or B, man. Make it easy for me. So I can do what I got to do. A or B. So, I guess with that being said, we can go ahead and wrap up this show, goddamn. Once again, we gonna wrap it up. We're gonna give a round of applause. We got CC on cam. You get what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
No problem. Nobody know the same.
Shout out to our black women.
Then.
Let's
do it.
Wake up, get on your Zoom.
Let them know.
Do what you gotta do, man. Be the best person you could be. Try harder. Show up for yourself every day, every time you can.
That's your outro?
No.
I like it.
That's what I be telling myself. Show up for yourself every day, even when you don't want to. Mm-hmm. You will see results. Because there's been times I did not want to get on the bed every day. Every damn day.
Yo, and you know what, too? And before we end the show, I feel like this is a great ending point right here. And this kind of goes back to our first topic as far as African American studies. And this is something that's just for me, not any guys, but I think it can help the general, or more so our community, right? Is knowing our history and knowing that we great makes me want to get up and get the ball rolling. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I just feel like being a black man, and especially being in the field that I'm in,
I cannot be a statistic.
I mean, not necessarily. I don't even care about being a statistic. I don't even focus on that. Like, whatever everybody else got going on, that's on them. But for me, I want to be great, and I want to represent. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, I know we be bullshitting and we be playing. You get what I'm saying? But it's somebody here that ain't bullshitting and ain't playing, and we really out here trying to be like a major factor and contributing. You get what I'm saying? And I think once that starts off small and as a community, right, then it grows. And like you say, that generational things, kids start understanding, yo, not only just was my uncles and my grandpa, none of them was just successful or grind hard. You get what I'm saying? I got ancestors that did the same thing.
Now that gives me the confidence to do the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is in me.
Yeah.
You feel me? And once you have that, I feel like it ain't nothing in the world that's gonna stop you, because you feel like whatever barrier time shows, we gonna overcome it. So you good, just stay on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my outro. Goddamn.
Banger.
We're gonna leave it out my outro. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and
wrap it up.
Wrap it on up. Yo. You already know what it is. It's your boy Be Real. Give it a round of applause for CC again. And this is Blazing Topics.